So I was like, oh, I need to get home. Like, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna stay in my house. The colour purple was just kicking off, and the weirdest thing happened to me.
Have you done many gigs in America?
No, we supported Ed Sheeran on tour in America. Rizzle Kicks did in like 2012 or something.
So was that arenas? Or was...
Nah, Ed was doing. It was dependent on the state. Okay,
Right.
but it was decent size in LA and New York and the coast. It was a decent size. I think Radio City he did in New York, which is pretty big.
So you've done Radio City.
Yeah,
That's a beautiful room.
can't remember much.
What's mad about
Apparently we did Madison Square Garden. Actually, nah, we didn't. No.
Isn't that frustrating if you don't remember that? Yeah. Oh, that's a killer. Isn't it? Like, because you think of all the effort that people have gone to play Madison Square Garden, you're like, I think
No,
we
but
did
it's
it.
a bit of support.
Oh,
But it was.
No, I fucked a girl called Madison. That's it.
Jordan, I've got good news.
Yeah.
You did play Madison.
Hey! How did it go? Is there a few...
Yeah, one of these guys looked proper out of it.
Yeah. What one guy just kept saying, "Where am I? What is this?" Fantastic.
Oh god.
What is your first brilliant thing? Let's get something tangible.
All right. The first brilliant thing I've got for you is the feeling after a mushroom trip.
Nice. What does that feel like?
I guess it feels as if my brain's been massaged, you know, and a heightened sense of clarity. They are probably one of the most powerful tools we have in terms of rewiring parts of our brains.
But it's so interesting, isn't it? It's like how sort of vulnerable and peculiar and fascinating brains are. Because it was that story when I was a kid and they had her on Richard and Judy. It was a woman that had got hit by a cricket ball. And she was a little old lady, and she suddenly had a Jamaican accent.
No,
Do you remember that?
I've seen that more than once.
But that's what I mean. But it's just.
Have you seen it? There's a black woman as well. Is it a black woman or is it a woman who speaks a Chinese accent?
It's awful because they don't
But
want
it's
to do
spot
it.
on, though.
But it's spot on. But you could just tell how their lives are so different now from just one. Just the ball went clink. Oh, watch out,
No,
Bran!
but we have to.
Oh Jesus, who hit me on it? Like, and suddenly, bang!
P. Andre.
Yeah.
But that makes me think, like, is consciousness? That's proof that consciousness is collective. Because how are they being able to do such an accurate accent? Like, how can you just take on the intonation and unless you're already? I mean, the woman I saw wasn't like that. Wasn't a profession. She wasn't like an actor or somebody who was. So I really want to see like really rooted, cynical, like quantum physicists. I really want them. I saw Neil deGrasse Tyson talk about mushrooms. He said he won't do it. He's scared of losing control. Like, I want these people to be tripping. I want them to smoke these things and go to these other places and try and explain what on earth is going on. If that's something that's happening in our brain, it is wild. Interestingly, this is one thing that spun me out quite a lot. I once did. So I had some dried shrooms, like, and I put in the cupboard because my mate, who makes house music around the corner, he had some. And apparently the Highlands, the mushrooms in the Highlands in Britain and Hawaii are the two best forms of mushrooms in the world, which is impressive. I don't think we can, in terms of our environment, there's not many things we can boast about.
Yeah.
So like we've got great mushrooms. So I had these in there, and then one time I was like, right, let me just eat a bit of this and go for a dog walk. Right, so I went for a dog walk. I had to get to the park. Can I say this on the thing? Anyway, I started to feel like slightly stronger come up than I was expecting. So I was like, oh, I need to get home. Like, this isn't ideal. So I like quickly get home.
The dog's like, we gotta get.
No. No, I don't want to sex it because you have to cut it out because it's like, you know, I didn't walk to the park. But anyway, I had to get home quickly.
Yeah.
And so I got back and it hit me. Like I remember I was on the toilet and this fucking shit hit me, and I had something to do later on. I think it was about 3 o'clock, so I had about like 3 or 4 hours to like, because I completely mistimed this thing, and I was actually kind of fighting it, which you shouldn't do. But it was like I was tripping. I was in my bathroom, fucking tripping, right?
And shitting.
Yeah. I mean, that's sometimes part of it. It kind of loosens the bowels.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, good feeling. So I was like tripping, and then the colour purple was just kicking off. Like I was walked into my living room, purple everywhere.
Oh fuck it! I thought you meant Oprah Winfrey was in the cut, right? Yeah.
I didn't watch it. That was an odd choice.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
What a lovely feeling. Let me stick on some.
I need to shit and watch an old film.
No, purple, the color,
Yeah.
was kicking off. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna stay in my house. I'm not gonna look at that jumper. And the weirdest thing happened to me is I did more admin than I've ever done in my life.
Like
I was
in your mind or
Russell,
actually?
in actual life. I posted letters. I paid fines in the post office, which I've never done.
Wow.
All orderly, letters on. I rung because I'm kind of do like multi-discipline things. I've got like 6 agents. I rung every one of my agents and made plans for the next week. I was just like I was cosplaying being an adult.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, hello. And they were like, oh, Jordan, you're out. I was like, yeah, I just wondered if we can get a cup of coffee next Tuesday. I'm thinking 4:30. They're like, sure, for a catch-up. Yeah, for a catch-up. Never in life have I ever done that.
Yeah.
So I basically organised my entire adult life.
And they're like, what about blackcurrant? Keep that fucking colour
Yeah.
out.
None of that.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I kind of came down from the trip and thought, wow, maybe I'm tripping all the time and mushrooms just makes me a normal functioning adult.
That's interesting, yeah.
And that was a tough thing but I didn't experiment with
Russell,
that.
have you done it properly?
No, I found that thing in an Airbnb, and I found some mushrooms in an Airbnb I was staying at.
Well, just randomly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
And I thought, oh, okay. And I was sort of went through a phase of sort of microdosing those when I was writing the final show of our TV show. I don't think it did a huge amount, but I think I was doing such a minimal amount.
No, but it's
it
good.
was I was using it as a placebo to go, right, okay. I was like trying to write jokes about Brexit for the 15th week in a row.
that's a trip.
Just going, right, okay. I need a little help.
Yeah.
To try and
You
get
wrote
somewhere.
that sketch.
That's
where
the thing,
all
though.
those women came out with trousers on their heads.
No, that was completely off the. That I still maintain that's a good sketch. But it wasn't it the. Yeah, I really remember that. That was a real. Yeah. Anyways, I haven't, but I plan to.
But also sometimes I think when I'm talking, I'm like I know we've probably got to move on, but sometimes I think when I'm talking to people who are like I understand when people are like, I don't want to do mushrooms because I'm scared or nervous. Like that's fine. But then what I find interesting is people who demand my trust, but then don't trust their own brain. Do you know what I mean? So like, say like a position of authority. In my weird world, in my head, how could I trust someone in a position of authority if they're not willing to go on like a mushroom trip? Because a lot of the reason would be I can't trust what's in my head. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I
well, if
think-
you can't trust what's in your subconscious, then why are you making decisions?
Yeah, but that would be a phenomenal comeback to a judge. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, imagine that.
Have you even done mushrooms?
Yeah, exactly. You don't trust what's in your mind, mate.
What do you mean I can't do mushrooms on the stand?
Exactly. You killed your mum. You're doing 20 years.
Take that purple fucking jacket off now.
Exactly.